festival here called Kadayawan. There's a lot of bountiful harvest.
Imagine how cool it would be to be able to go on your grandma's social media when she was 17.
I was a brand ambassador of this whitening soap. I was not even white.
It's something that I identified when we started Virtual Spotters, like the ability to be able to be mobile is huge. We can travel wherever and continue to still work and earn an income.
Working in detail, especially when you're a customer service representative, we get a lot of irate callers. We get a lot of people that are upset.
Welcome to 11 Minutes with My Lodi. This is a platform to learn all about the most amazing things, the challenging things, and the ins and outs of being a virtual assistant with Virtual Spotter. Hey, how are you?
Hello. Good. Finally.
Yeah, we've
This happened.
we finally got to catch up. It's lovely to see you again. I love your hair, boss.
Thank you. Well, it's so frizzy now, so
Have you been that blonde before?
no, this was my hair color since way back in Batangas in June.
Really? Did you have your hair up maybe, or because it was wet? Maybe I don't know. Like it looks
Maybe.
way blonder.
Or it's probably because of my light
Okay, got ya.
here. Yeah.
Very Magunda anyway.
Thank you.
Well, what's happening? How's life?
Life, well, there's a lot that's been going on. Well, there's work, of course, but there's also like personal development. I've been immersing myself actually, boss, right now in really lots of trainings and seminars, which will really help me grow as a person. And I've been loving that journey so far, which will also help me in my role in the company as well. So
Yeah, for sure. One thing, and like I definitely want to, I want to touch on all of that because I think it's. I want to know, like, I want to know, like, even how that sort of whether motivation or ideas come from that. But before we go into that, like, let's talk about sort of who you are, like your upbringing or your childhood. Like, where were you born? Like, where were you raised? You went to school.
Yep. Well, I was born and raised in the city of Davao, the fruit basket of the Philippines. And well, I lived with my grandmother, and I actually grew up with my grandmother. My mother and my father were actually separated, and since I was young, my mom is already working abroad, which is in Japan, and she just comes home like maybe once in 2 years, sometimes once a year. But that's the main reason why I really grew up with my grandmother, and it's actually the
How
mother
old
of
were you?
my father. Sorry.
Oh, the mother of your father.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. How old were you when your mum moved?
Oh, I was so young, maybe just after I turned 1 year old, actually, boss.
Wow. And was that like it would have been like obviously normal for you in a way, but like was that hard as you sort of grew and like not having your mum around? Or was it harder like when you were a kid or harder when you were a teenager?
Mm. Well, we communicate all the time, although we don't have like cameras before where we can actually do like, like messenger
Yeah.
call or a video call, but we always communicate before using just a normal phone call. And then it's not hard growing up, to be honest. My grandmother was really there to, to really help us, nurture us, and to make sure that we're growing into a good, adult.
People.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Yeah. And did you have a relationship with your father or like you didn't really talk to him?
No, I did. We have like a really good relationship up until now, boss. So we have a very big family, I would say. My father had 8 kids in total in in separate like
Yeah.
which
Relationships.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. And then second is actually my mother. The second relationship
Okay.
is my mother, and then there's two of us. I had my brother and me, and then after that they separated, and then he is now married to my stepmother. We all had really great relationship, including all of my stepmothers.
That's cool. Yeah, that's really cool. And I imagine like I at least in our because I have a similar
family
Yeah.
dynamic.
Is that as well, right? Yeah, yeah. So I have step brothers, I have half sisters, I have half brothers, I have a full brother. I think even my stepbrother, to be honest, like he still feels like my brother.
Hmm.
Um,
It doesn't matter if you're not blood related. Like I think it's a decision. It's like, hey, like you are my brother, you are my family. And I think that's the same when you can have like really close relationships with friends. It's like they feel like they are your family because you want to care for them and look after them.
Yeah, that's right. And people will actually commend us before boss, because when they would actually know that there's like eight of us with different mother but same father, they would ask how we were actually so close. We're not full blood related, and it's just probably because we're really raised very close to each other, and we always had that relationship that we play with each other, we go out with each other, and we're always there for each other. So I think that's
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 really
cool.
the
cool.
main reason. Yeah.
That's cool. So your mom, she's lived and worked abroad for like most of your life. She comes back sort of once. Like, is that fun when she comes back?
It is, boss. It is so fun. I think the last time she went home was around 2 years ago. Yep, and she's coming back home this December, so I'm really
Yeah.
excited for that. Yep.
Are you similar? Like, do you have similar traits to her?
We're both noisy and jolly, so I actually got it from her. Yep, and she's also really a fun person.
Yeah, that's cool. One thing, so like my half sister, I didn't really know about her until I was like 19 years old. And then I met her when I was 22 or 23. And there was it was really strange to like meet someone that had so many that I'd never interacted with for most of my like life outside of when I was really, really small. But we had very similar personalities and very similar traits. It was weird. It was like this person is kind of me, but like I didn't know you existed.
Mm.
Um,
That's
so that's
cool.
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 So and what sort of things did you get to do as a kid like in your area or region? Like what were some of the cool things to do as kids?
Well, our grandmother was really strict when it comes to, letting us play outside. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but I actually remember, boss, when my mom was here when she visited us, and then my brother and I went out to play, like, in the rain because it was raining. And as a kids, you would definitely love to, go out and it's raining. And then we were playing for like few hours, and then our mom was actually looking for us, and for her it's not a good idea to play outside while it's raining, but for us that's really our playground. And when we went home, she definitely scolded us. And then after she did that, my brother and I went out and we kept playing outside in the rain. But that's just really one thing that I remembered as a childhood that I always loved to do, which is playing outside when it's raining, because my
Yeah.
Yeah.
brother and I would really love to do that.
That's cool. I like that a lot. And what did you referred to the island as like the fruit basket of the Philippines? Is that like its title?
Yeah, that's what our city is called. Well, we have a festival here called Kadayawan, and it relates to that. That's why our city is called Fruit Basket of the Philippines, because when it's time of that festival, which is August, it's actually next month. There's a lot of bountiful harvest, actually different fruits, and just really lots of fruits growing, and then everyone will be selling it in the street. Yeah, and some of them are really my favorite.
Which are what? Can I guess actually? Can I try to guess? Can I guess?
Yeah,
Like
sure.
the
Yep, kind of, but
no.
there's
Oh,
really
you
You
can.
say you can say that like if it's not like your top three. Do you have the top three in your head right now?
yep, I do.
Okay, right. Let me. I won't say mango. Let me start again. Watermelon.
No,
Oh, bananas.
no. Oh, our
Um,
us are more in like something that you're probably not familiar. It's not
right. What are they?
so we have durian here, and I actually let OM jumps and Van tried that when they visited, and they all like they didn't like it.
Really? Is it sweet or what? Is it sour?
The taste is very hard to actually describe. It smells so bad for other people. Like when they just smell it, it smells really bad. But for me, it really depends. There's a lot of variety. There's sweet. There's also creamy. So I'll send you a picture later. But it's durian.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'll bring one
It's
next time.
Like is it? Oh, I would love that. Is it a stone fruit? Like, does it grow on a tree or does it grow
Yeah, it
like?
grows on a tree. And that's one. And then I also love rambutan. So rambutan is very similar to well, is it lychee or lychee?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Very similar to that. We also have like mangosteen. There's really a lot. Like, there's a lot of like not really common fruits that maybe you have not tried yet when you're in Manila. But when August comes in, which is next month, there's bountiful harvest for a lot of fruits. That's why that
Yeah,
festival is
wow.
called Kariyawan, and yeah, that relates to
Yeah.
that.
Awesome. That's cool. So, schooling, was that really important for your grandmother? Like, she said that she was pretty strict with like the way that you behaved and your values. Was your grades or your attendance at school important to her?
Not in the grades though, as long as we do our best, and we're not failing, but not really to the point that she's strict for us to really get like an A+. But as long as we come to the school, we learn, and then we're doing good, not failing, then that's it. Um, yeah, but it was hard for her, I think, because when I was young, it's so hard for me to really wake up in the morning, boss. And school here
Yeah,
starts
yeah.
6 a.m. And as a
What
kid,
time?
6 a.m.
Wow. Why is it so early? Is it because it gets too hot?
Maybe because there's a lot of students, and they actually divide the day to like multiple group of students. So that's why there's two groups in a day that will actually use the classroom. And so I would wake up at 6 a.m. My class actually starts at 7, but she will wake me up at 6, and it's so hard for me as a kid to do that. So she will really do her best. Sometimes she would actually get a water, and she would like drizzle it in my
Oh,
face.
really?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
that's
Wake
her
up. That's
go.
cool.
Yeah, that's cool. You get out of bed pretty fast when that happens, right? You're like, I'm coming up. What did you used to call her? Did you used to call her grandma, or what did you call her?
Mommy, we call her.
Mummy. Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. And so you're at school. Yeah. What was some of your what was your favorite subject?
I would say the recess boss. Just kidding. The break time.
Yeah. My best subject. Yeah, because that's the time that you get to run around and socialize.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah.
And the time where
And
I
what,
don't actually have to think of discussions and lessons. So, yep.
Yeah, and what were you? What subject were you naturally good at?
Um, well, there's actually quite a lot. Sorry.
yeah.
No, I would really say, boss, that I'm really good at maybe English, and also yeah, English, and I'm interested in math, although math is not interested in me, but
Yeah.
really trying my
Yeah.
best. But yeah, those two.
Math isn't interested in you.
I know it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny. That's cool. I like that. And so you went through school, and then did you study? Did you go to university, or like what do you guys call it? Do you call it university or college?
We call it college, but it's also, there are schools that are under university. It depends on their licensing, I guess. But yes, I actually went to college. I studied Bachelor of Science in Tourism Management, but I haven't finished it yet, boss. I'm really aiming to finish it next year. Hopefully, by God's grace, I will finish it. But yeah, I only have like 5 subjects. Do you guys call it subjects on
Okay.
your?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
five
Yeah.
subjects left, and then I'm done. I will graduate. So
Wow.
almost there, but
That's
just slowly.
exciting.
And so what was that again? A degree in what?
Travel.
Tourism management.
Tourism management. Yeah, got ya. Awesome. And like traveling, you like traveling, yeah? You like,
I
True.
do.
Like, is that a big?
yeah.
That's
Tell us
actually
like what?
mm.
Is that why you studied that? Because of your like passion for travel?
No, but I was actually influenced by my mother. So they actually thought before you can be, a flight attendant, you need to study that course or you need to graduate in that course to some management. But as the years like evolve, it's actually not like that. You can be a flight attendant even if you studied nursing, you studied education or anything. But my mother influenced me to actually study that course mainly because she wanted me to be a flight attendant, and that was actually my goal and my dream before. I would say maybe 11 years ago I would really want
Yeah.
to be a flight attendant and just ride airplane all days and
Yeah.
all, and then
Yeah.
travel around the world and get paid while traveling. That was really my
Yeah.
yep, of course, that has changed over the years, but I still really wanted to graduate, even though that doesn't relate to my goals now because Teresa Management actually offers a lot of things. Management, marketing, you can work in, hotels to manage or anything. And that also relates to my work right now as a team leader because that's also about management. So there's still some relation to it.
Yeah, that's cool. Um, awesome. So you studied that, and then so what was your first job? What was your first paying job?
My first ever paying job is actually I was a brand ambassador of this whitening soap. I was not even white to it's
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
so funny actually. Yeah, they hired me to be a brand ambassador of this whitening soap. So what I do, I just need to stand at at the market, promote the soap, and then offer it to the people walking by. Make sure that they will actually purchase, and that was actually a good salary to be honest. So I think I got maybe like 2,000 per day to do that, but I was
Yeah.
wearing
Wow.
heels. I have like a uniform to wear, and it's so tiring because for like 6 hours I need to stand in heels. And yeah, that was the first ever job that
Wow.
then I went to BPO where a call
Yeah.
center here in the Philippines.
One that soap, just one thing. What did it do? Was that meant to make your skin lighter?
Yeah, that was like a whitening soap. You know the fruit papaya. That's
Yeah.
is yeah, and then I just need to make sure that I can promote it to people. And then if they will purchase that soap, then they'll get a freebie from me, either maybe an umbrella, a towel, or any freebie as long as they purchase the soap. So it was actually fun at that point. I was so young back
Yeah.
then. I think I was 16 or 17 when
Yeah.
I actually did that.
But is that like the product? It makes your skin lighter. That's what it was
Yeah,
meant to do. Is that right? It's the it's interesting because like I know that there's like a cultural movement is like the light skin is more beautiful in the Philippines, but in Australia everyone is trying to be more darker.
I
Like
know.
everyone wants to be. It's so odd how like no one is ever like satisfied with who they are.
I
And it's
know.
like
That's
the
right.
The people with light skin want to be dark skin. The people with dark skin like look towards beauty and light. It's really interesting, and I think a lot of that is driven by big companies, to be honest, because um, people can make money out of it. But yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, cool. So BPO, what were you doing in BPO?
I was a customer service representative for 4 years in a US account.
okay.
And yeah, I was actually there. I did, half of not half of my day, but I do 8 hours in BPO, 9 hours with lunch. And then I go to school after that. And that was for 4 years. So I was actually a working student while I was in BPO.
And what was that experience like?
Well, it's so hard for me because working in BPO, especially when you're a customer service representative, and our account is actually not that easy. We get a lot of irate callers. We get a lot of people that are upset, and they will call in, and I will receive those calls, and at some point it actually affected me already, where it also affects my personal life, my school, and so it's very hard for me, and that's when I actually decided to just really stop, because it's not good anymore for me. It affected even my relationship with Gan. I easily get upset, irritated in small things, and mainly the reason is because those irate callers are actually, it's like I was absorbing their feelings.
Negative energy.
Yes, that's right, their energy. And so I was doing that to other people too. And so I just decided to stop. And then it took me, I think, like 6 months before I actually went job hunting again. And then that was the time when my friend actually referred me to work in VS. So
Yeah, cool. That's mad. Um, it's really hard to like not take like that when you're talking about them irate customers. It's hard not to take that sort of stuff personally, isn't it? Like that it has nothing to do with you specifically, and you're trying to do your best to solve the problem.
yeah.
But when they're rude to you, it feels like you can't detach and not make it feel personable.
That's right, was. Yes, that is right. Especially if I don't know, but there are really some people that that they actually can't get affected by those. But maybe I'm one of the people as well that I easily get affected before with that, because when people would actually curse at me, would say that like stupid, or you don't know what you're doing,
Yeah.
you should get fired or something like that, I would really take it personally. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, what am I doing wrong? Or maybe this job is not really for me. And yeah, so that was me before. And yeah, that really affected a lot of relationships that I had, even my school. Since that affected like my performance in school, I was no longer focused on what I needed to do because of those negative energy. But I'm really glad that now I'm in a different state, and I'm in a different energy level towards work plus. So.
Yeah, that's cool. Um, so yeah, well, when you talk about that now, like your willingness or your deliberate actions around like personal growth, like where did that sort of come from?
It comes from influence as well, actually. So I was not really into that before, but in Instagram, I always follow these people. They're really good at it. I always follow people that talks about personal development, career development, and all of that. And I just started to really absorb as well what they're doing, such as journaling. That's where I actually found out about it, that it's really good to keep a journal and to do like priming, where you need to to write down things that you're grateful for to start your day, do like breath work, or maybe just stretching, just to really make sure that your day will start in a positive energy and in a good state as well. And for me, that changed my life, to be honest, because if you're grateful every day, it's actually hard for the negative energy to to come into you, because you know that you're grateful for something and you're in a good state. So that's what I've been really practicing lately.
Yeah, I love that. Has that been like sort of like the last year and a half or 2 years? Like how long has that been? Like your effort towards that
It's
growth?
actually on and off pause. Originally I started maybe like 5 years ago. I always keep a diary of myself. I always do a journal at the end of the day, and write down, the things that I have done today. What are my challenges, the things that I am good at, or what went on, overall in my day. And I would keep that in a journal. But then my brother started reading my diary.
Yeah.
Was again sorry. My
Can you,
brother
can you,
reading my diary, and that actually what do you call it, like what's the term, I mean, that's started my like I was not doing it anymore because someone
Yeah,
actually
it broke your habit.
yes. And then yeah, so I stopped doing it just because of that, because I don't want people to actually um read it, like, some personal stuff are there as well, maybe my
Of
questions.
course.
No, but
Yeah.
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 But
and then and then you fell out of that habit, and then you started it back again like more recently.
just a year ago, boss, actually. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was actually Jean who maybe influenced me on that. So it's really your friend who will influence you to do something. And I just actually like learned that she started doing it, and that also resonated with me. And I told her, oh, I was doing that before, and that was a fun thing to do. So why not do it like again? So I started
Again.
buying like good notebooks so that I can write down my thoughts. I don't actually do it digitally like in my phone. I really love like writing it, and maybe when the time comes in, then I can pass it on to my kids so they can they
Yeah.
I love that.
can,
Like imagine being able to look back, like even just the notes that you had from 5 years ago. Imagine being able to read them now, like you personally. Like that would be cool. But like imagine if you could read notes from your mum 20 years ago. Like
mm,
imagine if you could read her journals of when she first moved to Japan and started working.
yeah,
Like that would be powerful, right?
That would
that's right.
be cool.
Yep.
Even seeing her handwriting.
Mm, that's right. And I think also what really influenced me as well, maybe like my favorite show, which is the Vampire Diaries. So they're all vampires. They live for like thousands, 500 years, and they always keep a journal, boss. And when there's a new vampire that comes in, someone will just read their journal and would know what happened in the year in the vampire world
Yeah.
Yeah.
of that. And so I was like, oh, it's really good to have a journal so that maybe your kids or your grandkids can actually read something about you, so that they don't forget you or something.
I
I
I look at my social media like that as well. Like imagine how cool it would be to be able to go on your grandma's social media when she was 17. Yeah. Like imagine how cool it would be able to be to, you could see where she went on her first date with your grandpa, or when they first moved into their house, or when they first had your father. Like imagine if you could see all that old footage. Like that doesn't happen. Like that doesn't happen because of the age of the platform, but for us it will.
Yeah,
like
that's
our great
Grandkids are going to be able to go to Grandma Zen's Instagram and look at all your diving and look at all your dancing and singing. And they're like, oh, wow, Grandma Zen was a vibe.
I know, and that's why I really love to upload pictures, regardless if they're
Yeah.
yeah.
candid, if they're a good shot or not, or just even random photos that I took from the day or for the week. I would really upload it because that's also just like a diary as well that someone can go in and check in the future. So,
Yeah. And even to like, there's like a false sense of insecurity around posting the thing. It's like, hey, like I like this, but I don't think anyone else will, or even just a thought. Like I think just like if we thought less about how other people would perceive it, we would be in a healthier state. It's exactly like you said. You just let it go, put it out, post it. If you think that it's cool right there and then it doesn't matter what anyone else thinks.
that's right. Well, I don't really actually, think of what other people would think was. I would just do whatever that makes me happy. And if it makes me happy posting those pictures, maybe to also influence others to go to that place if that's a specific location, or to do some things that I actually do, then for me that's actually a
That's
fulfillment.
cool.
Just like my I believe my vendor board, there's a lot of friends of mine when I actually posted videos of me doing those balance board. They actually started asking how much is the board, how did I learn to do it, and they would actually start doing it by themselves. It's more than likely like influencing to do good things for greater good
Yeah.
for other people. Yeah.
Do you still do that? Like, do you have any habits around that, or you just do it when you think of it?
Right now, I actually just do it not every day. When I was learning boss, I actually do it every day. But now not every day anymore because I think I already like mastered standing there and then just balancing and then dancing. But there's actually more to it that I wanted to learn, such as doing like exhibition poses, maybe on a one leg. People actually do that, and it's something
Oh
that I
Oh
wow.
really
wow.
want to learn as well. Yeah, doing
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Did Kenny have a go at that, or is that just you?
That's just oh Ken.
Yeah, Ken.
Oh, he knows how
Did
to
he
do
do the
it.
balance?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He knows
That's
how to
cool.
do it too. Yep. We
Yeah,
actually
that's
played
really
together
cool.
a bit. He actually learned faster than me. Yeah, he did it like
Yeah.
faster
Yeah.
than me. I was so scared at first to actually balance on it, but he will just go for it, and he did it first actually.
Yeah. And tell us about your diving. Like, how did that start, and why did it start?
Mm. So my passion for diving actually started 3 years ago, boss, when I would see this, people like post in their Instagram or in their social media, and they were just video the underwater life. And for me, that's really cool for you to witness that, because if you're just by the shore swimming, you can't really see a lot of creatures, or you can't really see the underwater life if you're just at the beach swimming. But if you would really go to the deeper end and go to the areas where you can see a lot of corals, a lot of marine life, then for me that's also fulfillment, because not everyone can actually do it. I forgot, but there's only like a few percent of people in the world who does free diving, because they more of do the scuba diving, because that has like certainty that you can actually breathe underwater because there's an
Mm.
oxygen tank. But for me, I also love uncertainty in my life, and that's why I
Yeah.
did
Yeah.
free diving, boss. Because that's when you will just really trust your body to do the thing and
Wow.
yeah, that's my
How,
journey.
What's your How deep have you gone? What's the deepest you've gone?
I can actually do 12 meters plus. I don't know how that is for the
That's all right. I don't know feet. I don't know feet, so don't worry about.
boat
um
in it. But
oh, that's
12, I
for
know
30.
12 meters.
That's wild. That's deep, huh? What did it feel like to be 12 meters under the water, like holding your breath?
For me
Is it
it's
cool?
really. Yes, it is, boss, and it will just really, there's actually a joke around free diving that when you're not diving yet, your thoughts are so wild, your brain is so noisy, you're thinking about a lot of things. But when you start to dive, all of that will be out of your way. Like it will be just complete silence, and all you can actually hear is maybe the sound of the fish, and just really the sound under the ocean and nothing else. And that's actually so calming to me and so peaceful. And when I actually observe the fish would swim, hide in the corals, and just really observe the marine life, that's really cool for me.
How long can you hold your breath for underwater?
I did 1 minute and 30 seconds because that's for our certification. Because I actually enrolled myself in the certification boss, so I can be a certified free diver. And I
Yeah,
already
that's
Yeah,
cool.
that's
passed
cool.
my pool requirement. I just need to really work on my open water, which is like a rescue, because it's not just about really diving deep and holding your breath. It Part of the certification is also rescue training, where there's like a play around someone diving deep, maybe around 10 to 12 meters, and then they will pretend that they drowned or something, and then you have to rescue them. So that's one of the training that I haven't really done yet. But I'm hoping that I can actually complete it before my course will expire. That will expire this November.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool. Um, a minute 30, like that. Explain to me the difference between holding your breath underwater and holding your breath above water. Like, why is it so? Why is it so more? Why is it? why is it much more challenging?
Mm.
Underwater.
Is it because of the pressure?
Yes, maybe the pressure, but for me, it's actually different on my end, boss. It's harder for me to hold my breath on the surface compared to if I am diving under.
Really?
Yes, and I actually shared that with my instructor, and the main reason is when I dive, I always look at my environment underwater, and so that breath hold is actually not really on my mind as long as my I'm focused on maybe the view, the corals, or just really at myself at that moment when I'm diving down. But if I am in the surface and I do breath holds, I can't actually last really long. And I think mainly because like my ears will hear a lot of chit chats in the environment, and also people talking around and other noise. But if I'm underwater, I actually couldn't hear any of that, and all I can hear
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
my heart beating, and then the sound of the fish in the area. So yeah.
That's cool.
What are some of like the really good free divers? How deep can they go and how long can they hold?
Oh, there's really a lot, boys. Especially the indigenous people here in Davao, which they're called Badjao, and they're actually the original, one of the original free divers. I would say, based on history, they can actually hold their breath 8 to 10 minutes, and that's mainly because they're actually doing that for living, because they need to like get fish underwater. They don't use regular method like net fishing. They use like a spear gun, spear fishing. They do that, and yeah, they can hold their breath for 8 to 10 minutes. There's a lot of documentaries to it,
Wow.
but
Wow.
I think for the depth, boss, there's also a lot of documentaries where people can actually go as far as 100 feet. It's like 30 meters, 40 meters, and 60 meters. I would know someone who actually did 60 meters because that's part of a higher certification in free diving. So I was so amazed that he can actually dive that deep. That was like, what?
Crazy.
Yeah, right. A building, like a building.
Yeah.
It's wild. Do you read much or at all? Do you read books?
Yes, I do, boss. I actually, well, to be honest, I do love collecting books, but sometimes I actually don't have much time to read them. But so what I'm actually doing right now, recently, I am scheduling like a 1 hour at night to just read books, and I started doing that, boss, and that really made the difference because I already have like lots of books in front of me, above me, and it's all over, but I haven't really completed, most of them,
Yeah.
and that's because of the schedules and the time. So that's why I have this schedule every day now on my calendar to actually read book at night for 1 hour.
Yeah, I like that. It's good. Another good habit to get into. What do you What do you love about being a virtual assistant?
Hmm. Well, what I really love was is just, working at the comfort of my home, and not just at the comfort of my home, but maybe when, I actually do travel a lot, and I can actually work at, those places as long as there is an internet connection. So
Yeah.
I always do my research first, make sure that the area has a good signal, has a good internet or a free Wi-Fi, so that I can really still work. And also, maybe one thing that I really hate is commuting, or going to an office. I hate that, boss, mainly because it really takes a lot of time here in the Philippines to commute. Way back when I was in BPO before, my shift would actually start at 5 a.m. And so I'm already up at 2 a.m. because I need to get ready to, take a bath, prepare, and all
Mm.
of that. And I'm a girl, so it takes time for me
Yeah.
to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and then since it's really early in the morning, there's a lot of people rushing in to go to school, to office. So there's a lot of people that you actually need to to be with in the jeepney or in the transportation, it's just really so hard to get a ride. And so that's also one thing that I really love working as a virtual assistant. When I wake up, I'll just prepare, take a bath, prime, and then do my personal stuff and then get to work. I don't have
Work.
to commute. I don't really have to to be in a traffic and all of that. So
That's cool. I love it, boss. It's like the ability. It's actually one of my it's something that I identified when we started Virtual Spotters. Like the ability to be able to be mobile is huge. Like it's something that most people never ever attain. Like they typically stuck by a demographic. Like we can travel wherever and continue to still work and earn an income, which is like incredibly valuable. Like it's something that I value a lot as well, and I'm extremely grateful for.
yes, yeah.
What are some of your goals at the moment? Do you have any goals that you're working towards?
My goal right now really was are just three things. First is of course to finish my studies finally and hopefully, and then to pass my diving certification to finish that as well, and also to just really be 100, like 1% better every day at what I do. So I always have this practice now to really assess myself where I'm at in my life, especially that I'm growing old now and I'm in an adult, um, and also there's a lot of responsibilities that I need to do. So that's one thing that I'm really focused on.
Yeah, that's cool. Another thing that I want to talk about is your running. How did you get into running and how did that start?
Well, it was Jean who influenced me again.
Yeah.
It was so funny because she's been running for I think years now, and she actually loved doing it, and so she invited me to do that fun run, the marathon. Yeah, like the fun run, and then I was like, okay, cool. I think I can do it, and then I just immediately went to 10K because on my mind I know that I can do it. It's just 10K. Come on, I think I can do it. But I actually do walkings already, boss. It was part of my habit before to do like 10,000 steps per day, and so that's when I thought that I can actually do the 10-kilometer run. But it was actually so different. It's so different from walking. Um, at the first few kilometers it was okay. I was like jogging and then walk and then run again and then walk. But during my last kilometer I couldn't run anymore. Like my feet couldn't run anymore. Like no matter
Cool.
how hard I try, I feel like it will actually cramp whenever I try to run. And so I was just walking for the last 1 kilometer, but still I finished it and I was so happy. And we have an upcoming fun run again.
Wow.
Doing it, boss. We're doing 10K this
Okay.
Oh,
August.
Ken's doing it too. So
Yes.
good.
Yep. Yep.
Well, make sure that remember what we spoke about, right? Make sure that you Virtual Spotter will pay for that.
Yeah, and we're actually so grateful for that, boss. I shared that with Ken, I shared that with Jean, and also shared it actually with everyone when
Yeah.
OM Jobs was here. All of the Davao vs not all, but
Yeah.
there's like 8 of us who was there. They
Yeah.
actually informed them that once a year we get this benefit that if you guys will join, like a fun run, then the company will pay for it. And they were actually happy about it. But then they're actually not the runners, and I told them I'm
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
too, but it's just a cool
Yeah.
thing to do. Yeah.
I think even I'm more than open to having that as more than once a year. Like if that is going to motivate people to move and be healthier, then I want to support you guys forever. And if that's more than once a year, then I don't want it to be a barrier. Because this is a thing, right? If you sign up for a 10K or like a half marathon, there is like a lot of work that goes into that, and there's a lot of preparation. And during that entire preparation, you become a better person. And if I can help support that, and if I can eliminate any barrier around cost of entry and that helps you motivate to move more, then that's a win for me. Like I want to support that every day.
That's so nice, boss. And yeah, we're really thankful for that because now we can actually join fun
Yeah.
run. Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
they actually provide a medal, boss. I think I have
Oh
mine
wow,
here.
Yeah, there you are.
It's like a
so
10
cool.
km.
That's huge. It's massive. Like, not many people will go in. Like, 10K is a long way to run.
I know, and I actually surprised my body, and that took me like I think 2 weeks downtime, boss. Like I wasn't able to run for 2 weeks, and all of my friends actually said, "Oh no, you have to do like a recovery run. You have to keep running every day to make sure that there's no." My feet will be okay, will not be injured, but no, I actually just run maybe 3 times again after that major fun run, and
Yeah,
that's because my feet are still hurting. I really couldn't do long runs
yeah.
after that. Uh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm incredibly proud of you for doing that 10K and Boss Jean for doing the half marathon. Absolutely. Like, I was so excited when you guys sent that over. It was a very pleasant surprise. I loved it.
Thank you, boss. Jean and I were really, into activities even before, and that's why, both of us went into free diving before when we were actually in our younger years. I would say early 20s, or before 20s. We always do Pilates and yoga as well, boss, and that's me and her as well who has started that. So we're really into activity, and I guess that's also why we remained really close and now really really great friends, and that's because we do
Yeah,
a lot of things that we both liked and loved, and that just really resonates with each of us.
Yeah, I love it. Well, it's wonderful to catch up with you and sit down again and have a meaningful conversation, bosses. I appreciate you very much. I think you're a superstar. I am really proud of the effort that you're making, both personally and professionally, to improve and be better, whether that be 1% better every day or put yourself in an uncomfortable environment, i.e., 12 meters under the water with no air, is like incredible. So, I think you're amazing, and I'm excited to be on your team.
I appreciate you,
Thank you
boss.
so much, boss. Thank you. And I actually have a suggestion for you, boss, because I keep saying this earlier. You call this like podcast with Lodi, but I keep telling
Yeah,
him, hey, I have a podcast with boss, so keep quiet. I would
a
say
Lodcast.
lodcast. I
Yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's do it.
Why do I keep calling it Lodcast? It was like podcast with Lodi, and then I just keep saying Lodcast, Lodcast. I thought, oh, it's actually maybe a good name to call the podcast.
Yeah,
11 with my Lodi Lodcast.
Yeah,
I'm all. Yeah, that's a great suggestion. I'm all about that. Let's just change it right now. Done. It's called a Lodcast.
that's
I.
good.
Thanks, boss. I appreciate you. Have a wonderful day.
Day.
Thank
We'll
you,
talk really
boss.
soon.
Salamat.
You. Bye bye.
Bye. Bye. Another amazing conversation with Boss Zen, absolute superstar, huge willingness to improve, learn, grow, challenge herself. She's an incredibly important part of Virtual Spotter. She has an amazing team and an amazing attitude. I appreciate her very much. I'm privileged to be on Boss Zen's team. We're out for another week of 11 with My Lodi Lodcast. We've got a new name now. It's called a Lodcast. I hope everyone has an amazing day. See you all next week. Peace.